Hey Maximizers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Crystal. I'm a strategic money coach and I help women be super intentional with their money so they can do more of what they want. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create a budget. It does not matter what your income is. It does not matter if it's $100, $1,000, $10,000. You can create a budget. A budget is simply your money plan. It is you intentionally and strategically deciding how you want to spend your money before you get it. So if you are ready to better manage your money, then this video is for you. So let's go ahead and dig right on in. Okay, so I do have a mock budget planner here that I'm going to be using to help you get the handle of budgeting. So before we do anything, I want you to just take a deep breath in and give yourself grace. What you did with your money last year, last week, last month does not define where you are today and where you want to go with your money. So today is a great day to start better managing your money. I don't care if you didn't get paid yet, if you just got paid, you don't know when you're getting paid. That part doesn't matter. What matters is you decide intentionally how you want to spend your money. Now, to get started creating a budget, it's very simple. You do not need a fancy planner. Literally, all you need is a calendar overview, so a calendar view, and about 4 sheets of paper front and back. You can have it in a nice, organized way inside of a planner, or you can get a $1.25 calendar from Dollar Tree and a $1.25 notebook and put them together, right? So you just need a calendar and some papers to get started. Now, we are going to be budgeting monthly. I highly suggest you do a monthly overview so you know total monthly how much money you're going to be receiving and total monthly how much money is going to be leaving for your bills, your expenses, your savings, and anything that you are spending money on. We want to do a zero-based budget. So what that means is every dollar has a purpose. There's no such thing as extra money. There's no such thing as an extra paycheck. If you are anticipating receiving money, it should be managed and intentionally given a purpose. Money flows where there is purpose. If you don't give the dollars a purpose, you will spend it recklessly. Tip number 1. We want to write down our top 2 to 3 money goals for the month. Why is it important to write down your money goals? You need an anchor. You need a focus point. You need something to go back to. I teach my clients inside the Money Saving Academy all the time to ask yourself, does this money choice get me closer to the goals I set for the month and the year, or does it get me further away? So in our mock budget, the goals that we set are to pay our bills on time, save $100 in our emergency fund, and pay off $200 on our Discover credit card. So for the month of January, when we are creating our budget, those are the 3 things we want to do. Bills paid on time, $100 in the emergency fund, and $200 towards our Discover credit card. So now we have an anchor and now we have a focus. Tip number 2. At the top of your page, right underneath your goals, you want to write what your monthly income is. So look at all your paychecks. If you get paid once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, whatever, write down your monthly income. Now, if you have any money left over from the previous month, that is called rollover. Write down that rollover amount as well. And the reason where you may have rollover is maybe you didn't use up all of your expenses, or maybe you have bills due at the beginning of the month before you get your first paycheck in January that you held over from December to make sure those bills get paid on time. So write down your total income estimated for this upcoming month. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Crystal, I don't know, my income varies. I'm going to give y'all some examples. I used to be a server. I used to waitress. I used to wait tables. I used to make money every single day, and it was not guaranteed. Some days I made $30. Some days I made $200. But when you are budgeting, you want to budget on average. So on average, I made about $100 per shift. There were slow days and there were faster days. So if I worked 4 days, I would assume that I'm going to make on average between $300 to $400. So I would budget for about $300. And if I do $300 a week times 4, because it's 4 weeks in a month, that would give me $1,200 for my job when I was a waitress. So I hope that makes sense. And that's what I would suggest that you do. And you budget off of that amount of money. And if you make more, you can manage that more. But for now, budget off of your lowest average. Step number 3 is to know your numbers. You have to get down to the nitty gritty. The first thing you need to know is your bills. Bills is anything with the due date that is reoccurring. So your rent, your mortgage, your car payment, your car insurance, your internet, your phone bill, your kids' soccer, whatever. Anything that has a due date. You want to write down the bill name, the amounts, and the due date. The due date is super important because once you list them all out on your sheet of paper, like I have listed here for the example, you're going to open up your calendar and you're going to put rent on the 1st with the amount. And then you're going to put your kids' soccer on the 15th with the amount. You're going to put your car payment with the amount on the 5th. So you're going to list it out and you're going to put it in your calendar overview so you can clearly see what bills are due when. If you don't know all of your bills or you always forget something, open up your bank account, go through, see how much the bill is and the date. If your bills fluctuate like the electricity and the water, do the average. Look at the past 3 months. If on average your electricity has been like $195, $205, or like $180, then maybe you budget $215 for the water bill. So you want to budget based on your average and, a little extra just in case it fluctuates up. So write down all of your bills with the due date. After your bills, we need to write down our expenses. Expenses are anything that you spend money on that doesn't have a due date. So your gas, your groceries, your date nights, your eating out, your fun money, your kids want to go to the mall money, whatever it is that you spend your money on that does not have a due date. Now, expenses is where you're going to basically give each one of these categories an amount that you want to spend. I call these baby budgets. So you'll hear me say, I have a grocery budget. I have a beauty budget. So what that means is this is my grocery line item. So let's just say for my family of 3, our grocery expenses are $400 per month. Now, the thing about budgeting, y'all, is you set the numbers and you force yourself to stay under it. That's when you shop sales, deals, and use coupons to help yourself stay under the budget that you set. But you don't let the grocery store tell you what to buy, and you don't let the prices of the store dictate what your grocery budget is. If you only want to spend $400, you're creatively going to find a way to shop at your local grocery store, Walmart, Target, hell, even the dollar store to stay under your budget. Okay? So you are going to bring out your expense categories. Again, if you don't know where you spend your money outside of bills, go through your bank account. See where you spend your money and categorize it together. So for beauty, I put my nails, anything I spend on my hair, my waxes, I put all of that under beauty. And I put on average how much do I want to spend per month in that category. So go ahead and write out what you want to spend on expenses. And then third, most importantly, is your savings funds. What are you saving for? Everyone should have an emergency fund, but then what you're saving for could be important to you. Maybe you have a big vacation coming up. Maybe you have an event you need to go to for work. Maybe you have a birthday party in another state that you're going to be attending. Whatever it is that you are saving for long term, you need a savings fund. You can't just say, oh, my savings. Your savings needs a purpose. Remember, money flows where there's a purpose. So you need to write down all of your savings categories so that you know where you want to put your money for the month. So now you know your numbers, and now you're going to go through and you're going to take your income amount and you're going to subtract your expense funds, your savings, and your bills, and you're going to see if the numbers add up. So if your monthly income is $3,000 and your bills and expenses comes to $3,200, that means you don't have enough money coming in to cover all of your bills and expenses. So you need to go back to your expenses, because those are the things that you have control over, and reduce it by $200. And if it's the opposite, if you do everything and you come out to $2,800, great job, you're under budget, but you need to give that extra $200 a purpose. It could be to go into your cushion fund. So next month, maybe you're expecting to miss some days of work unpaid. You can put that into a cushion fund so that way you have money to cover maybe your electricity for the next month. Or you can allocate it to savings. Or you can allocate it to expenses. Maybe you want to treat yourself for date night. Maybe there's a birthday coming up and you want to go ahead and buy that birthday gift early. That's totally fine. The point is, every dollar needs a purpose. I don't care what you spend your money on. I just care that you have a plan for the money. Every dollar that comes in should have a purpose, even if that purpose is just for your emergency fund or for your kid's birthday party that's in 6 months. Number 4, now that you have your monthly overview, we need to break this down paycheck to paycheck. And I did that in here, so I'll pop that up on the screen. But we want to break that down paycheck to paycheck. And this part is so important because you need to know what you're doing with your money when it's time. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to decide with paycheck number 1, this is what I'm going to do with my money, my bills, my expenses, my savings. And with paycheck number 2, this is what I'm going to do. If you get paid weekly, write that down. If you get paid 3 times that month, write it down. Each paycheck should have a focus. This way, when you sit down on payday, you know what you're paying and you know how to allocate your money. Number 5, I kind of said this in number 2, I think, but write down all of your bills and your income dates on your calendar. So in your calendar overview, you want to put paydays on payday. You want to put when you are going to pay your electricity bill, when you're paying your rent. You want to put that in there. So say your electricity is due on the 15th, but you like to pay it on the 10th. That's totally fine. You can put the 10th on there as your indicator of like, okay, in the paycheck that comes around the 10th, that's when I need to pay my electricity. But this just serves as a visual reminder so that you can see what you need to pay when. And you may need to do this part first and then make your paycheck to paycheck budget so you can kind of see, all right, if this is due here and I get paid here, I'm going to pay this with paycheck number 1 and I'm going to pay this with paycheck number 2. One thing I highly suggest, if you are in a place to do this, split up your big bills, right? So if your rent or your mortgage is your biggest bill, don't have one paycheck go completely to rent and one paycheck go to everything else. Break it up. If your rent is, let's just say $1,200, $600 per paycheck is saved for your rent. So you don't have to take one check and just pay your rent. Number 6, this is the key. This is what most people miss. This is the thing that holds you back from sticking to your budget. Are you ready? You need to check in with these numbers on a weekly basis. So what I suggest is you do a expense tracker. So on your paper, you can literally put expense, the date, what it was for, what it was categorized with, and the amount. So basically, when I go and spend money on gas, I'm going to put 7-Eleven. I'm going to put it was on December 1st. I'm going to put that I spent $25, and that category is gas. This is so important to do once a week bare minimum. If you want to do it more often, that's great. I highly suggest once a week or at the max every 10 days. Because this is going to allow you to see, are you sticking to your gas budget? Are you sticking to your grocery budget? Are you under budget for beauty, right? Was your electricity a lot less or a lot more than what you expected? You need to check in with your spending because if you are already halfway through your grocery budget and it's only the 10th of the month, that's an indicator that, whoa, I've got to slow down or I'm going to go over budget. I need to be more intentional with my money. And if you have already gone over, then you have to have the conversation of yourself. Where am I going to pull this money from in my other expense categories to make up for where I went over? Number 7, rinse and repeat and do this every month. You want to set up your budget every single month. Why? Because things are going to fluctuate. There's going to be somebody's birthday. There's going to be a trip. There's going to be when you pay your yearly Amazon Prime membership. There's going to be things that change every single month. And you need to set this up every single month. And you need to check in with your budget every single week. It's not something you can set it and forget it. It is not a crock pot. Your budget is a living, breathing document. It's something that you need to be engaged in. You need to know your numbers. You need to know your spending so that you can make the most informed decision for you and your family when it comes to money. So if you want more help with budgeting, if you want more help with intentionally managing your money, I would love to help you inside the Money Saving Academy. There's a link in the description box along with the promo code for you to get some money off of your first month when you join us. We create our budgets together every single month. We have check-ins within the Money Saving Academy. We have a course that helps you set up your budget. Everything that you need to help you better manage your money and put more of what you're saving into your savings account so you can do more of what you want within your life. So I would love to help you more with your budget. If you have any questions about this, you can drop those in the comments, but I do answer questions within 24 hours inside the Money Saving Academy, and we have weekly live trainings on Zoom so that we can have a conversation and I can coach you through your questions. I really hope this video helps you with starting your budget. Again, if you have any additional questions, drop them in the comments. I want to thank you all so much for your love and support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay safe out there as you are shopping, and as always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.